Good morning. So Linda asked me yesterday about trimming her corn plant. And this is my mama corn plant, and she definitely needs pruning. You can see she needs to go in the greenhouse that's back behind her, and she's way taller than the greenhouse is. So we're gonna do that today. First thing that you need to do is take a really good look at your corn plant, because you need to know where she's going to want to grow, right? Every place you cut her, she's going to put out new growth. So in order to make her full and bushy, you're going to look really closely at the corn plant itself. So you can tell here, look, she's got this really, really long stem right here with no leaves on it at all. So this is the first place I'm going to cut her. The second thing that you're going to need is a place for the cuttings to grow. Now this is a clear pot. I've got a really chunky soil mix in here, and I've saturated it with water. Now not enough so that there's standing water in there, but the soil in here is completely wet. You see that chunky mix? She's about half potting soil and about half rocks and sand. So the next thing you need is an aloe vera. Well, you don't need it. Corn plants root without any help, but I like to give them a little bit of help, right? So I have here an aloe vera leaf. I'm going to rub it on the stem. This will help provide her some rooting support as well as keep fungus off the cut. The next thing you need is some cinnamon. You don't have to. Corn plants are not fussy plants, but I put a little bit of cinnamon on top of the mother plant after I cut her, just to help dry up that cut. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sharp scissors and cut right down the middle of the aloe vera. This will expose the gel, and that's what I'm going to rub on the cutting end so that she gets a little bit of rooting help, and it'll help keep fungus off of her. Just cut that aloe vera just like that. So the next thing that you need is a good sharp tool. Now I've told you before that I usually use a good sharp steak knife, but Messengianas are tough. And so I'm going to have to use my good sharp pruners in order to cut her, and I'm going to spray it with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide just to make sure that I don't pass any kind of viruses or diseases from one plant to another. Okay, so now we're ready to do the first cut. I'm gonna see this big tall one right here. I'm gonna take her off of here just like this. Oh man, she's tough. Man, she's tough. Okay, so now I want you to look. You see the cut is cut at an angle. This exposes more of the water system and will help her root. Now, the next thing I'm going to do with her is I'm going to take most of her leaves off. Boy, she is like fighting me about this today. Come on, baby, we're going to help you be a new baby plant. Even the old leaves, I'm going to take all that off of there. Just like this. Oh, come on, girl. All right. So now she's wanting to argue with me. So I'm going to take my pruners, and I'm going to prune those extra leaves off because she wants to argue about it. And I can't let her die because she's got too many leaves to support while she's rooting. So I'm going to take all of this off. Not all of it. I'm going to leave. Let's see how much I'm going to leave. I'm taking off anything that doesn't look good, and I'm left with this right here. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now I'm going to take this, and like I said, I'm going to rub that cut with aloe vera. Just make sure that she's got all the rooting support that she needs. I'm also going to take a few little cuts above the end of it, because these are also places where she will send out roots. You see how corn plants have node after node after node? So usually if I were doing this on another plant, I would be making sure that I got very close to a node, but corn plants have nodes and nodes and nodes. You don't have to worry about that. Then I'm going to take my aloe vera and rub it all over those little cuts that I made in there to make sure that she's got all the rooting support that she needs. She's a beautiful girl. She's going to be a pretty plant. Now, there's a couple of things that you can do. You can stick this right back in the pot and she'll probably grow. Or you can put her in the pot that I've already prepared. Just stick her down in there just like that. Now, like I said, I put just enough water in there that it's completely saturated, but she's not standing in water. The reason that I used a real chunky soil here is because I don't want her to, you can root them in water, but if you root them in water, you're going to make a wimpy little water root. And I want her to get a good tough root. So while she's rooting in a soil mix like this, she's going to develop a callus on each of her roots, and she's going to have big tough roots. Now I'm left with this big long stem that doesn't have any leaves on it. You can cut this off or you can throw it away, but she will grow. So you want to look real closely. Where does this plant need some filler? And I'm going to cut her just below that so that when she starts coming out, she'll fill up this empty spot in the middle. Let's see if we can get this done in one take. Come on, baby. Oh man, you were a tough girl today. Come on. Come on. Good sharp scissors, oh, come on. Come on, girl. Let go of it. Okay, all right. You want to grow here? Come on. Come on, I want you to grow. Right, there we go. Come on. That's a girl. Come on. Okay, so now you've got this big long stalk. There's no leaves on it. She's doing just fine, but this will also grow. I'm going to cut it into some little pieces and put it over there in the pot with the top of her, and she'll grow too. So what I'm left with here is the top of the cut that I took off of the big long stem and a couple of pieces of the big long stem itself, and they'll grow too. Notice that I have put them in a staggered formation so that when she comes out, she'll be a big full plant. And the mother, I've put cinnamon on her right here. When she comes out, she'll probably branch right there into a big full plant. And Mother Messengiana is going to be a beautiful girl in 3 or 4 weeks. I hope you have a real good day. One more afterthought. I'm going to keep this pot very close to this pot because we've talked about it before. I'm crazy, right? I believe that they know their sisters. This is the mother, this is the sister, and they need to be together during the trauma of this work. I hope you have a real good day. Again,